G'day folks, it is I, the Q here for you, with another video. Okay, so I haven't done one in a while, but this is another episode of Questions with Quentin. I have been wanting to do another video for a very long time, but I needed the right guest, and the right guest has come along. She is a young, talented YouTube creator who I found through Casey Neistat, and she did an amazing video where she vlogged like how Casey Neistat vlogged, and it went viral. Take a look and watch the video. She has an amazing story to tell. Please leave a comment at the end of the video. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell to let you know when I post another video, and I hope you enjoy it. Sara Dietschy, thank you for joining me all the way in New York. How are you?
I am so good. I had better weather than you, it's hearing though.
Well,
I think it's kind of hot in Australia.
it's going to be 42 today, which antiquates out to 108.
Wow. I wouldn't be able to survive.
Yeah, you'd be down the beach. We have really nice beaches.
Yeah, I grew up in Texas where it's hot, but we didn't have a beach to escape to. So.
Yeah, you got no oceans there.
Exactly. We have Galveston, but it's not a pretty beach.
Isn't it?
Nothing like Australia. I need to come visit. Looks pretty there.
Well, I'm gonna think we should do a GoFundMe. We should get you out here. I'll take you to the wineries. We'll get you drunk. We'll get you plastered with food and wine.
I love it.
It'll be great. So I wanted to interview you because I am a YouTube fanatic. I watch lots of YouTube, and I came across your channel a little while ago, the Peachy Army, or is it the Peachy Family? What do you...
Peachy Fam.
Peachy Fam. And I thought, this young lady's got her head screwed on right. I'm going to become part of the Peachy Fam, and I clicked subscribe, and I'm glad I did. So, what was your motivation for starting a YouTube channel?
I posted my first video in 2011, which was a long time ago, but I didn't become consistent until about 2015. And during that time, I was very lost in college. I had always been doing photo video stuff on the side for fun school projects and using my dad's camera to film, but I was always obsessed with editing, and I adored it. But I was in college pursuing a electrical engineering degree because I was a math science geek in high school, so I was like, let's be an engineer. I felt the pressure of going to holidays and telling my grandparents that I was pursuing engineering. I was doing the smart thing, and it just got too much for me. I did not like it. I hated it. So every single second that I had that I wasn't doing homework last minute, I was pursuing video. I was like working for free. I was doing anything I could to get my hands on a camera and to edit, something. And so I started saving up my babysitting money and guitar lesson money, and was traveling and shooting recap videos. And I fell in love with the process of not only creating but also sharing. And that's how, YouTube was my outlet to put all that stuff that I was making. And it became so fun. Maybe only like 300, 400 people were watching at the time, but I just became obsessed. So I started, stepping things up from there, and then eventually I dropped out of college. But yeah, that was kind of like the beginning motivation. I was always into creative stuff. It started in music, started with my band. I would make music videos for them, but in my brain in high school and beginning of college, I was just a music person and a electrical engineering major, and creativity, that couldn't be a job, so I kind of put it on the back burner as my main thing, but my side hustles were always video, so that when the opportunity came for it to really be my job, I was prepared.
Now, you use the word side hustle. That's a very Gary Vaynerchuk. And I know you've had experience with Gary.
Yeah, I'm a fan of him.
What's it like being, I guess, part of the Gary Vaynerchuk experience? Because I like him, but I just don't know how he does it all, because he runs a Fortune 500 company, and yet all I see him is like on his iPhone talking to D-Rock.
Yeah, I mean, so he shares his life through a vlog every single day, but luckily he has a team of 20 people on just Team Gary V. So all he has to do is be CEO Gary and run his business, and then all of his employees, post on socials and stuff. But a lot of people categorize him in kind of like the motivational speaker, like fake entrepreneur crowd, but he's one of the few that I truly believe are, like, he's just doing it, he always says, for the legacy. And he's running a business. He's built businesses in the past that you can see, and he shares every day. And I think some of the people that he gets compared to, there's not a lot of transparency with these other men, other dudes. And so, I don't know, I admire what he does. I'm a big fan, and I think his content is meant to watch until you get it, and then you go and do it. I think a lot of people get stuck with just watching this motivational stuff and not leaving the computer, but it's more about what are you doing with his words, not like, do you like his stuff? So I watched a lot of his stuff in the beginning when I was trying to navigate not only the creative world, but the business world, because if you want to live your passion, you want to do, make video for a living, you have to understand kind of the business side of it too. So I gained a lot of interesting insights just through watching his videos, and then I didn't watch anything, and I went out and, did my thing for a year, and I'm doing well, and so I'm kind of just coming back to his content now.
YouTubers have been dealt a little bit of a blow recently, and I kind of blame the whole Logan Paul experience for this, because I'm a smaller channel, and I got a message yesterday saying that after 8 years of trying to become part of the YouTube partnership program, I'm going to get thrown off again. And you're still trying to get your 1 million subscribers. How do you think that's going to affect you as well?
Honestly, so there's been, of course, a lot of controversy with YouTube and ads lately. I think the 4,000 hours, 1,000 subscriber limit in order to put ads in front of your videos, I think that's something that they've been working on for a long time. I don't think it was something that directly stemmed from Logan, because I remember the YouTube CEO, she put out a blog post a few months ago talking about the changes that were to come, and I think that was more of a solution to all of the, people would upload, like, terrorist videos and it would be monetized. I think that's more about cutting off and just thinking about the logistics of monetizing. Anyone in the world being able to upload a video and monetizing it instantly seems like a logistical nightmare. And YouTube has had a lot of issues with notifications and subscribers getting videos, and the YouTubers who live off of AdSense, just them putting ads on it. And so I am interested to see where that goes. But as a person, I don't want to be insensitive to the subject, but I didn't monetize my videos until like a few million views. I remember making, or a couple million views. I remember making, my video that first popped off, my first viral video about Casey Neistat. And I didn't throw ads on it until it hit like 1 million views. And the purpose of that is just because I was in a position to, the only thing I cared about in the beginning and still is just people watching my videos. And even now, Google AdSense isn't a big chunk of my revenue. So from that standpoint, it doesn't seem as big as people are making it, but I think it has a bigger effect on, okay, well, if your videos aren't monetized, is that going to be favored differently in the algorithm? I think you do have to ask that, because then people who aren't able to monetize their videos are at a disadvantage. So I think there's both sides of it. And I would say just for smaller creators that are discouraged by it, I would think not be, because, for people specifically in the very, very beginning who are just starting out on YouTube, if the only reason why you're starting is just so you can be a Logan Paul and make millions off of AdSense, you're probably not doing it for the right reasons anyways. And so there's two sides of it, and it is unfortunate because there is a lack of communication from YouTube on a lot of these sensitive subjects that leaves a lot of things, up in the air.
I think for me, it wasn't about how much money I make. I don't care. It's like, it's a few cents here and there. But it was the feeling of accomplishment that meant, you know what, I'm earning, just like Sara Dietschy does, just like Casey Neistat does. I'm actually turning this into a side hustle rather than just something fun to do. Do you know what I mean? It was a feeling more than the actual money. And I feel it took me so long to reach that accomplishment, and to have it suddenly taken away doesn't distract me from making YouTube videos, but it kind of makes me feel, you know what, this sucks a little,
Definitely.
So you're talking about how you don't make a lot of your money out of AdSense. How do you make the rest of your income making YouTube videos? Because this is always something that many creators are interested to find out.
So before I put all of my focus into YouTube, how I was making my money after I dropped from college with video was just really boring, kind of like corporate edit videos. So
We've all been there.
and like wedding videos and stuff. So I hated wedding videos so much.
So much. I just hated them.
So for the corporate ones, I would like set up 2 tripods and film a CEO or CTO or CFO talking about their company, and then I would go shoot B-roll and try to make something extremely boring, extremely exciting and interesting. And so I did that, and a lot of times in high school and in college, I was still really involved with my church, who had a really, really like creative. It was like a mega church for sure. So there was a big like creative aspect to it. So I was able to work with them also on just making videos for the weekends, and that's where I learned a lot of my storytelling, because I think the most important part of videos is storytelling. So I had all of this background in just telling a story from something that's either exciting or extremely boring in the corporate world. And once I started making my YouTube videos that I love, just focusing on making videos that I love on YouTube, and I gained an audience, I was able to combine that love for storytelling in my audience, and then partner with brands who wanted to tell their own story and kind of weave it into my content. So I've been able to partner with brands that I actually believe in, that I'm stoked for. They make sense with my kind of technology and creativity angle. And they've been able to hop on board, and whether that's like a minute shout out or a dedicated video of me, maybe it's like interviewing people at like a film festival or something like that. I've had the great opportunity to really partner with companies that have either allowed me really cool experiences or allowed me to just continue what I'm doing on YouTube. And it's been fun. It's been really cool.
So if you could give advice to not only emerging YouTubers, but especially emerging female YouTubers, because I feel some female YouTubers go down the whole, I'm going to talk about beauty products and things like that. But this is why I really respect and admire you, is that you've gone out and you've gone, you know what? Not every girl is into makeup and hair, and we want to roll up our sleeves and do really cool stuff that's maybe once seen as a male dominated subject matter. Um, and you're kicking it, and you're kicking it successfully. And I want to sort of see if you had any advice for, you know, emerging YouTubers.
For sure. I think the number one thing is you have to know you. You have to know what you absolutely love. And so, for girls who love makeup and hair, go for it. But it's a very saturated market, so you're going to have to figure out how to put your angle to it. So for me, fortunately, I was really never into that stuff. So I actually grew up very tomboyish. I was always into the things that dudes were into. I literally played boys baseball in elementary school. I went to my mom and I was like, listen, these chicks on the softball team are terrible. I want to play boys baseball. And she said, okay. So, I've been doing that. I've played electric guitar for over 10 years. I was in a band and did that. And then video. So traditionally, I have been surrounded by dudes and had dude interest. And so it's weird because as I'm doing more YouTube stuff and just talking to people and doing interviews, it's becoming very more apparent to me, like, oh yeah, I am in a male-dominated sphere. But for a while, it was just me doing my thing, like having blinders on and just doing what I love and not doing it because, oh, this is a white space, let me kind of like exploit this area, but just because I love it. And I also grew up around technology with my dad, and it was just something that I always really loved. And so for advice for, if you're a girl or a dude, is just you have to start with what you're passionate about. But everyone always says that. I think the bigger question is like, well, how do you find what you're passionate about? And I think that is just staying busy. If you're a student, you might not believe this, but you have as much time as you're going to have. Usually you're not having to worry about rent or insurance or adulting stuff. All you have to worry about is like, yes, school, cool, but also, your free times on the weekend, after school, after homework, that's the time to figure out who you are, what you love, what you're passionate about. For me, I had a lot of different stages in life, and first it was sports and basketball, second it was music, and when I moved on to music when basketball didn't work out, and then I moved on to video when music didn't work out. And now that I found this, I kind of landed in it, it's super fun. It feels so right. And so I think it's really about just trying and staying busy until you really land on something that feels awesome. And then also meeting that up with some reality, because you have to not only like love something, but also do something that loves you back.
Alright, do you like games?
Games?
Yes.
Video games, not so much. But games in general, sure.
Okay. I have a game for you.
Okay.
It's Sara Dietschy. Are you willing to play What Does That Aussie Slang Mean?
Oh my gosh. Yes, but I'm probably going to do terribly. I should have studied before. I'm ready.
Okay. The word is grouse.
Graph?
Grouse. Grouse. Grouse.
Is it like gross?
No.
Okay. Oh gosh, I don't know. Grouse. Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I'm just gonna say like something that's not desirable because it sounds like gross to me. So.
Absolutely wrong. It's exactly the opposite. If you say, how are you? Grouse, mate. It means
I'm gonna start
means
using that.
really good.
Well, missed that one.
Okay. Pissing in your pocket.
Oh,
Now, I told you this one the other day.
You did. Does that just mean you're, like, doing wrong by someone?
No.
I forgot.
It means I don't want to give you a big head.
Right.
I don't want to piss in your pocket, but you're pretty good.
Okay. 0 for 2. Gotta get at least one.
Gotta get on the dog and bone.
Gotta get on the dog bone.
Dog and bone.
Maybe, like you gotta go running? Like you gotta get outside and work out?
No.
Okay.
Gotta get on the dog and bone. Gotta get on the phone.
Oh. Well.
No?
I'm so bad at this.
Flat out like a lizard drinking.
What?
Flat out like a lizard drinking.
Like you're blacked out from drinking. You're smashed.
No. Means you're really busy.
Okay. I should know that one.
Now that's all I got.
I got none of them right. I need to brush up on my Aussie lingo.
Okay, do you have American lingo that I can try and work out?
Let's see. Oh man, I should have prepared before. Trying to think. Oh man, I don't even know. Like, do you have something that you've heard that you're like, I wonder what kind of connotation that has from an American? I will say, I say, being from Texas, I say y'all a lot.
I say y'all. Yeah. Is there any sort of Texan words that I probably wouldn't know?
Okay, maybe. So, a saying that I would hear around my mom's side of the family over holidays or something, if something like crazy happened, they would say like, "Great heavenly honk," or "Oh my stars." So that's one for you.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I got another one for you. Get a dog up here.
Like, hurry.
No.
Oh, God.
Means you're thirsty.
Okay.
So, get a dog up here means have a drink.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a Tim Tam?
Team 10?
No, Tim Tam.
Tim Tam? No.
Google it right now.
Tim Tam?
Tim Tam.
I don't know what that is.
Google it.
Tim Tam.
It is arguably the world's best chocolate biscuit.
Okay.
And Sara Dietschy, I am going to send you some.
Oh my gosh. That would be amazing. Okay, I'm looking at it. Those look good. Those look oh my gosh. I'm excited.
Now you can have the original, the double choc, or the white choc.
Oh my goodness. Gotta go with double chocolate, right?
The double doubles are pretty good.
Yeah. I love chocolate, so heck yeah.
Alright, Sarah, what is happening for Sara Dietschy and the Peachy family in 2018?
Yeah, so the first thing that I have kicking off that is new is I'm starting a new podcast.
Which I subscribed to last night.
Heck yeah, I'm so excited. So I got everything up on Apple iTunes, but I'm being super ambitious with it. I started a new YouTube channel, so there's also going to be a video component to it. So it's called the Creative Exchange, and I'm just going to be talking to a lot of artists and also business professionals, and getting really interesting insights from people, from filmmakers, photographers, designers, anyone to, any entrepreneurs in the business world, just people who I find fascinating that I know I could use their advice on things.
Really?
So,
I wonder who you could get to be on your show.
Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, I'm an Oscar performing actor,
There you go.
which you haven't seen my movie yet.
I'll watch it. I'll have to come to Australia.
Ugh. You can get Mad Max on iTunes.
I need to rent it. I need to watch it.
Maybe I'll gift it to you.
I can rent it. Because I want to see it. I've heard so many good things about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, have you enjoyed this experience?
I have. It's an honor to be on here with you.
Would you like to be on Australian radio?
That would be fun.
Righto. We shall schedule a date where you will be on Australian radio. Sara Dietschy, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
One last bit of advice for YouTubers.
Stay, when in doubt, keep creating. Just always create. Whenever you hit a wall, it's fine. Deal with it, but just never stop creating.
Sara Dietschy, you're pretty awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you've got to do your sign off.
Okay, here we go. Stay peachy. Okay, bye.